Please welcome to the stage your UKISUG Chair, Paul Cooper.
Good morning and welcome back to Birmingham. It was great to see so many of you last night at the drinks reception and the workshops. It felt like probably the busiest Sunday we've ever had since we starting the conference on a Sunday afternoon. So thank you for those of you that gave up your Sunday afternoon to spend time with the SAP community. This year's conference is themed around driving success for the SAP community, and we hope that you get successful outcomes from coming today and spending time at this event over the 3 days. And I hope that you like the new conference branding that's been on display, and you'll see that around the place. So we hope that you enjoy that. When I look back over the last year, and as I was preparing for this keynote, there was 4 things that really came through as being key to what was going on in the SAP community. Environment, social, and governance, so-called ESG, the SAP Business Technology Platform, SAP S/4HANA, and of course, Rise with SAP. And those are the 4 key things that I'm now going to talk about. So let me start with ESG. And actually, why are we talking about it? Well, earlier this year, we asked the community, and 70% of you told us that SAP will help you meet your organization's ESG goals. And nearly all of the participating members that took part in the survey said that ESG will actually impact their future technology buying decisions. SAP actually released their own sustainability report during October, which revealed that 9 in 10 UK businesses connect long-term profitability with environmental sustainability. However, it did show that as organizations, we have an inability to use data, measure data, and substantiate what we're doing from an eco perspective and our eco credentials. And that's a real significant barrier that we're all seeing. Having visibility into existing business processes, business practices, what your suppliers are doing, and being able to connect and collect the right data is going to be essential if organizations are to report on their carbon emissions effectively. SAP's product portfolio can help organizations here, but there's a clear need for more education. Clearly, ESG is not just about reporting. This insight must lead us all to action, and we're doing these sorts of things within the user group, and we'll talk more about that later. All of that is one of the reasons that we have now started our own sustainability community within the user group. So there is now a sustainability special interest group. And at this year's conference, there will be talks on the user group stand throughout the event. We hope that this helps you figure out how SAP and UKISUG can assist in this important area. If you were at Sapphire earlier this year, or any other events, you will have heard SAP talk extensively about the business technology platform. And this has really risen up the agenda over the last 12 months. My understanding is it's a platform that should help us get more out of our data, build integration, be able to integrate applications into our systems. And at TechEd a couple of weeks ago, SAP also announced a new low-code elements to BTP. But it's still all relatively new to me, and I'm sure to many of you. That's why at this year's event, we have business technology platform sessions, and numerous experts are available for you to speak to in the exhibition hall, including the head of BTP in EMEA North for SAP, who I'm told will be on the SAP stand if you want to go and talk to them. On to S/4HANA. So the move to S/4HANA is no doubt one of the biggest projects many of us are facing. whether that is via a greenfield, brownfield, so-called bluefield data migration project. Different organizations are at different stages, and our survey this year shows that the vast majority of you are now on that journey to S4. 12 months ago, almost 3/4 of you were using or planning to use SAP S4HANA. That's now up to 9 out of 10 of the community. There's a whole lot of reasons why people are moving to S4HANA. Top of the list remains the maintenance deadline for ECC 6 in 2027. That's not surprising, as none of us want to be running on unsupported systems, but nor do we also want to be pushed by the vendor into an upgrade scenario. So if you look slightly deeper at the numbers, you'll see that the business case reasons for S4HANA still lag behind where we think they should be. So new functionality, wider business transformation, and improved productivity, and simplifying business processes, they all lag a long way behind that maintenance deadline. This highlights the continued need for SAP and the partner community to help organizations like ours build positive business benefits-driven business cases for the S4HANA journey. From a UKISUG perspective, I'm really pleased that this year at the conference we have a full stream of customers talking about their successful SAP S4HANA journey and the outcomes of that journey. And that's the first time that we've managed to have a full stream covering this. So thank you to those customers that have come forward to speak. Those of you that have already made the move to S4HANA have mixed reviews about the implementation process. Picking the right partner, managing change, and making sure all parties have the right skills still remain key issues. 32% of our respondents said that the amount of change management required to move to S4 was actually more than they'd expected. If implementations are to run smoothly and successfully, we need to look at what is needed for those successful outcomes and to overcome those issues. As a user organization, we need to make sure we invest, as using organizations, we need to make sure we invest in effective project management, change management. SAP needs to play its part, and the partners to continue to apply pressure to the partner community to improve the quality of delivery in these projects. For those of you that are planning the move to S4HANA, the availability of skills has become an even bigger issue than previously. Many of you are worried that this issue alone will delay your implementations. I don't think anyone will be surprised by this. If anything, the availability of skills seems to have got more difficult over the last year. 92% of you were concerned about the lack of availability skills slowing down their migrations. I couldn't tell you if that's because of Brexit, the Great Resignation, quiet quitters, or increased demand. Maybe all of them play a part, but the point is we must address that as a community. Training has its part to play, yet there are a number of challenges for the user community around training for S4HANA. In our survey, far too many of you rated the training you received as poor or very poor. 36% of you said that SAP and partners do not provide customers with enough technical resources and training help to manage the project and the outcomes of the project. This is why we've decided to launch the user group S4HANA Academy. Craig will tell you more about it shortly, but the aim of this is to try and address some of the skills and challenges that we're all facing. We're trying to fill that gap between the deep dive technical training and the business user training. We are mapping out business and technology skills that organizations need on their S4 journey, and we're working to align that into a training program. It's about practical skills to help you implement, manage S4, and that's what we aim to do with this S4 Academy. RISE. So RISE has been another big topic this year, as you might expect. We're kind of in year 2, 3 of RISE. Awareness levels have increased significantly, with only 17% of members saying they've never heard about it. This compares to 30% last year, so that's a big shift in knowledge. 3/4 of members said their understanding of RISE has actually increased as well. As a result, the take-up of RISE is also gaining pace. 14% of respondents to our survey told us they are currently using RISE, and a further 14% are actually planning to use RISE. But skills and training came up again with those members that are using or planning to use RISE. Nearly half believe their organisations will need new skills to manage this new SAP environment. As we move to a more cloud-focused SAP ecosystem, the key people that have kept our systems fit and well over the last 20 to 30 years, the basis people, the ABAP people, your technical architects, are seeing big changes in the skills and capabilities that they require to do their roles. We as organisations need to retain that talent through training and transition. And don't forget the future generation of our business technologists. Apprenticeships are a great way to home grow your talent for your future success with your SAP ecosystem. In September, all of us in the on-premise world using enterprise support received letters and emails from SAP telling us that they were raising the price of the support and maintenance by 3%. Now, as user organizations, we're never going to be happy about price rises. However, there are ways to make this easier to swallow. Are you getting full value from the product or services that are available to you with enterprise support? I challenge all of you in the room to make sure that you are getting full value from enterprise support. Speak to the SAP support team in the exhibition hall. If you don't think you're getting full value or you don't know what is available to you through enterprise support, please speak to them. There are many things above and beyond standard maintenance updates and patches that are available to you as an enterprise support customer. If you can drive more value from your investment, then there is a win for us as customers. Before I hand over to Craig, I just wanted to announce that we've recently named Connor Reardon from Pfizer as our new UKISUG Vice Chair. Connor's around somewhere. Can't see. There we go. Connor's been an active member of the user group and a big support in the Irish SAP user group community. And over the coming years, he'll be working closely alongside myself and the rest of the board as we drive the user group forward. I'd now like to welcome onto the stage our CEO, Craig Dale, and Fiona Warburg.
Thank you, Paul, and good morning, and welcome to UKISUG Connect from both myself and Fiona. It's so good to be back, and definitely good to be back in person. I hope you're feeling it too. So, what we would like to do is just talk you through and give you an update on where we are with our ICE initiative, which we launched at last year's event. We talked about the development and support of our community, looking at areas such as well-being, sustainability, and diversity, including our Women in SAP community. And I'm delighted to have Fiona with me today to provide an update on where we are with women in SAP.
Thanks, Craig. But where's the time gone? It was 12 months ago I was here on this stage launching the Women in SAP community. And for those of you that weren't here last year or simply weren't listening, I will just recap on what the community is about. Women in SAP is a community of like-minded members that come together to discuss the challenges faced by women in tech roles with the purpose to support inspire and empower and encourage increased female representation across the SAP ecosystem. So what have we achieved over the past 12 months? We've run a variety of events, including webinars, coffee sessions, and monthly mentor calls, women-only speaker training, as well as supporting other networks relating to women in tech. We also held an in-person event where the day was spent with inspirational women talking about their careers and experiences. All of these were undertaken with the aim of providing valuable guidance and advice, as well as excellent networking opportunities. So what do we have in store for you at this year's conference? Well, we've got a number of interesting sessions. Today we've got Lindsay from SAP, who will be presenting on attracting and developing early talent into tech, and Laurie from Capgemini covering allyship and how men can support women in their career and development in the world. Then tomorrow we have Abigail Allman from Women in ERP with hints and tips on creating a community within your organization. And then we've got Tracy from Microsoft will be covering personal brand management. For more details on the sessions, see your conference app, and please do come and listen in, join the conversations. And these aren't women-only sessions. We're looking support from our male allies too. So, speaking personally, over the last 12 months, I've heard many challenges that women in SAP have had to overcome, and it's inspired both myself and my co-chair, Emma, to continue to support this great initiative, and there's definitely more work to do. But on to some positive news. We have a female keynote speaker tomorrow with Dame Inga Beale, and 36% of attendees are women this year, which is up from 30% from last year. Hopefully this indicates that we're actually doing something right. But we do only have 20 women speaking at sessions across the conference, and this figure is slightly down on last year. And that brings me on to just one thing before I hand back to Craig. And here comes the ask of you. We're always looking for more volunteers to come and tell their story and give advice to encourage more women to build careers in SAP and support those that already are. So please, if you're interested, just speak to anyone on the UKISUG stand or approach myself and Emma. Although one reassurance, in case you're concerned, I promise it won't be a conversation that will end up with you here on stage. I'm not actually sure how it happened to me. But rest assured, we do have many lower key opportunities. But for now, thanks for listening and have a great conference. And I shall hand back to Craig.
So we also look at the environment side of what we're doing. And Paul mentioned the importance of ESG earlier. And, the environment in which we operate, not just the planet. But we've embarked on our journey to net zero, and we shared that journey in a recent webinar that we hosted for our sustainability special interest group. You'll also note, if you were here last year, we've reduced our emissions by recycling and reusing most of this animation that we had here last year as well. So, and despite what everybody in the orange t-shirt will say, it's not just because I'm lazy. But we're also supporting the British Red Cross this year. You may have seen and noticed quite a bit in that opening sting we had for you at the beginning. And also, we've got a Fast Feet Charity Challenge, of which I believe I'm still at the top of the leaderboard of today. So there's your challenge. Get in there, make some money for charity, and knock me off the top of that board. But also, we've got a great charity prize draw. Some great prizes for you, and everything that we take and we deliver today goes to the British Red Cross. So please do support them and support the environment in which we operate. We discussed reinvestment and our aim of investing in the future of our community. Education was a key element of that. And as Paul said earlier, the S4HANA Academy is what we are delighted to be able to launch in 2023. In our member survey, 90% of you said that you wanted more education opportunities from the user group. And 75% said that S4HANA training is something that is important to you within the next 2 years. Hence why S4HANA is our first academy that we look to deliver in 2023. So, on our stand throughout this event, please do come and talk to the team. We have Ada Van Amini on there and Ellie Beagrie who want to talk to you to understand how you would like to consume the training. We've got a number of options that we've delivered. We've worked with a group of customers to create a technical skills course and want to understand how you would prefer to consume that training. Please do come along, talk to us, and tell us how we can help you. All of the initiatives we've talked about here are available in this event. Paul's already mentioned the sessions we've got going throughout the whole of the conference. Lots of content there for you. On our stand, we have the community and environment stream. That has sustainability sessions, as Fiona mentioned, women in SAP sessions, and also wellness. Our partner, Thrive, is here in the exhibition hall. So please do make the most of your time here. Please do come and talk to us and let us know, as we go to 2023, how can we improve our community to help you and make your job and life easier. And with that, I'd like to hand back over to Paul. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Craig. Thanks, Fiona. These initiatives are really important to us as a user group and as a community. And the targets around women in SAP for us are particularly important. We want a more equal split of speakers and presenters at this event and all of our events in the year. So please talk to Emma, please talk to Fiona about how you can help us in that area. I'd like to thank you all for coming to this event. We know it's not easy to take time out of your schedule, but by coming together as one community and sharing our experiences and knowledge, we can create unique value for our organizations through events like this that the user group puts on. I'd like to thank all of the partners and the exhibitors and the sponsors that are here for this event. We couldn't deliver this event without you. Please, to all of you that are members, make time to go around the exhibition hall, talk to the partners. If you were at the networking event last night or at the keynote yesterday afternoon, you'll know how important it is to build that network and that strategic network of people that you understand and can call on in the future. We have something new this year in terms of how the exhibition is working. This afternoon, when the breakout sessions finish, there will be an event called Exhibition Focus, which will be in the hall there. There will be a number of extra speakers, small TED Talks, and of course, there will be free drinks after 4:30. So why wouldn't you go and enjoy that session? We also couldn't run this event without our amazing team of volunteers and our team from Teesside. Your support and dedication is truly appreciated by myself and the board and the community. That's all from my keynote. I'd like to say thank you, have a great couple of days, and please say hello over the next 2 days if you see me.